So listen, folks, we want to keep things in perspective when we're talking about these higher interest rates, okay? And what Grant Cardone was talking about is because of the higher interest rate, it's going to price people out of the market. He says that, a lot of people are saying that, but I don't necessarily believe that, okay? When it comes to purchasing a home and getting a particular interest rate, we look at the payment and say, oh, this payment is going to force a lot of people out of the market. Let me show you something that you may not be aware of. Don't just look at the interest rate. Do the numbers for yourself and see if it makes sense. I'm going to put something on the screen right now. And this is one of the things that Grant was talking about. We have a $500,000 loan at 6%. All right. And he says, okay, so if we take a look at this, we have a $500,000 loan at 2.5%. And here is the principal and interest payment. Okay. $1,975.60. All right. And he says, now, just a few weeks ago, this loan at 2.5% is $1,975.60. And the way that he was saying is that most everybody could afford this. Let me change this over to 6% because the interest rates are climbing to 6% now. Look at this. At 6% is now $2,997.75. He says, for a lot of people, that prices them out of the market at $500,000. Okay. So let me show you something right now. So listen, folks, here's what we're talking about. And I'm going to start over. We've got a $500,000 loan. All right. At 6%, the payment is $29.9775. Okay. And we have that same loan at 2.5%. Now he says, now this was attractive to people, the 2.5%, and they'll be able to get into their homes. But when it gets to 6%, and it goes from $1,975.60 to $29.97.75, then you add in the taxes and insurance, that is going to keep a lot of people out of home buying. Oh man, you know what? I'm not a realtor, but I do know this. They're selling homes in California. So I went on a website that looked at California homes. Here is a home that's $1,250,000 at 2.5%. Do you realize that this home in Los Angeles is 1,408 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath? At $1,250,000, the payment on that is $4,939 and a penny. That's just the principal and interest. We're not even talking about taxes and insurance yet. All right. So tell me, are there enough homes even in California? Are there a shortage of homes even in California these days? Anybody on?
I don't think so. There's a shortage. I think that's what everybody's saying. Nationwide, there's a shortage.
Yeah. Nationwide, there's a shortage. So here's my question. Is this home going to sell? Definitely. Definitely. So if a home at 2.5%, this is not a mansion, folks. This is 1,400 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. This home is going to sell, and the person is going to be glad to get it in California. And they're going to pay just the principal and interest almost $5,000 a month. Those homes are selling like hotcakes. Even these homes are getting multiple offers. So if that's the case, then why is it that Grant is saying that a home that is $500,000 at 6% at $29.97 today is going to price a lot of people out of the market when people just a few weeks ago were lining up to pay $5,000 a month? Can anybody explain that to me? Why he would say that when there are homes in California, there are homes in Arizona, there are homes in New York, even at 2.5% that people would love to get, are paying nearly $5,000 a month for as a mortgage payment, and there still aren't enough homes. I don't get it. The numbers aren't adding up here. Are they adding up to anybody on stage?
No, he's only speaking on the market that he knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And so when you do that, and when it comes from somebody who has that kind of clout, who has that kind of persona, and he definitely knows his business. But when somebody like Grant says that without giving the actual numbers and keeping things in perspective, it kind of carries a lot of weight, doesn't it? So
it does. It does.
So here's what we're talking about. So let's get into this thing just a little bit deeper. Okay. So here are some of the numbers that he was talking about. So if we take this $500,000 loan, okay, and it says, well, first of all, he says we should put about 20% down. But let's just say we can get into it at 5% down. That would make that what? $475,000. So we have 475,000 at 6%. We're going to do $475,000 at 2.5% because these were the exact numbers. Okay. These were the exact numbers that they were talking about, that they were using. All right. So at 2.5%, the principal and interest payment is $1,876.82. $1,876.82. And at 6%, the payment is $2,847.86. Folks, that's a difference of, let me see here, $971. $971.04. Now, let's just say that the person that is buying this home can't afford it. There are people that can afford this because there are people who are buying homes all over California and Arizona, and they're buying much smaller houses for a lot more money, even at 2.5%. Okay. So if they're paying 2.5%, they're paying $5,000 for their 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, $1.25 million. Well, I don't see how this is pricing people out of the market in other certain areas.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.